Basin Roundtable appointment. So I'm looking to be appointed to the Arkansas Basin Roundtable again. When I was in the middle of all my back surgeries and so on and so forth, Amy Weber was attending. She was doing some work for Otero County already, and she was attending all of those meetings. So we just let her fill in for me for a while. And so she was Otero County's representative to the roundtable for a while. Now, her and her husband are not in the area anymore, and I am well enough to get back in the saddle on the Arkansas Basin Roundtable appointment. So I'm looking to be appointed to the roundtable again, if these guys will have me.
Are there any particular issues coming up with this that you've been following, that you're watching?
At the roundtable?
Mm-hmm.
Water, so you know there's always issues.
I know, yeah, just trying to see if there's something that you've got your eye on.
I tell you the big one right now, and it's not just a Arkansas Valley roundtable issue, it's the state of Colorado, and that is the Colorado River. Because Lake Powell and all the lakes in the lower region of the Colorado River are way down. And so they think we're holding water back on them, and it's not the issue. The issue is we're just as dry as they are, and we don't have the water to send them. But the feds are saying that they want us to deliver so many thousands of acre feet of water, and we don't have it to deliver. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's scary to me. If the higher ups push too hard, I don't know what that's going to do to the imports of water to the east slope, because we import a good amount of water through the tunnels from the west slope through the mountain over here for municipal use and for ag use.
So if they're dry, we're going to be dry, and we've been dry. So
if the snowfall in the mountains, it comes right from the top of the mountains. That's where the gathering point is for the tunnels. So if we don't get record amounts of snow, and it has to melt at the right time and at the right speed for us to get 100% import of our water or more. Because if it melts too fast, the tunnel can only carry so much water. So it runs off. The tunnel doesn't get to catch what it would have. If it melts slowly, then we can get maximum amounts of water that way if it melts slowly, if we're allowed. I mean, it might get so bad, I don't know, I'm just talking here. It might get so bad that they tell us to just shut off the import to the east slope and let the water go to the lower Colorado River, Arizona, Nevada, California.
but as a member, as you're going to be on this table, you will have input, or you will be able to just know what's going on.
We have, our input is, as a round table, yeah, we vote on what we would like to see happen, and then that goes up to the CWCB, and then they will fight with the feds, I guess, on what happens. But we don't have a say to say no, we're not going to let that happen. We don't want the Colorado River to send this amount of water. We want to import it to the east slope. We can say that all day long, but we don't have any authority to make that happen.
Is there anything that constituents can do to help, like write letters? Is there anything anybody can do that would help you all be able to fix this, or be able to make sure that this doesn't happen, that we're not dry out here?
You know, I suppose you can always write to your congressional senators and tell them, you know, your feelings. But yeah, I don't know, you know, honestly. I really don't know.
That's just a question.
Yeah. It's a good question.
Yeah.
So they actually have transportation portals at the tops of the mountains that gather the water and send them off to different.
Send it here to the east slope.
So they don't just let it go into the normal like natural drainage. They make sure it gets into the.
Well, here's the thing. If it went to the natural drainage on the west slope, it would all end up in the Colorado River. So we import water
Off the other
to
side.
the east slope from the west slope through those tunnels that were put in clear back in the early 1900s.
Huh.
Busk Ivanhoe Tunnel, you have to look it up. It's really, really neat stuff what they did. Them old guys were sharp and hard working. I can't even imagine how they did it, because they started from both sides, and even back in that time their tunnels met. I mean, that's how, these guys were sharp.
Huh.
It's amazing to me.
I've never heard that there were actual networks
Oh, yeah.
of drainage at the peaks of the.
So it's kind of like a pipeline, sort of, if you will, right?
It is, yeah.
It's like
It is a pipeline
It is a
in
pipeline.
rock
And rock,
tunnels, yeah.
and then canals.
They used to be able to drive a pickup through one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't guess I'm sure that they get to still, the people that run it, take care of it, do the maintenance. That I guess if you knew somebody back in the day, you could possibly get a ride through there, but I don't think it happens much anymore. But yeah, the collection point is up there on top, and if you go to Rudeye Reservoir, that's part of it. That's part of the meeting the call on the river.
Mm-hmm.
That's so we could import water over here, and then if there was a shortage in the Colorado River, we could release water out of Rudeye Reservoir into the Colorado River to meet the loss that we imported over here.
Wow.
That's the way it was all designed back in the day. And
So we would be extremely dry if that didn't exist over on this side of the.
yeah,
We'd be
Oh,
even.
yeah.
yeah, they import a lot of water over here from that side. And I think, I may be wrong, but I think it's 51% municipal and 49% ag. Municipal being drinking water, you know, all the,
Potable
City
water.
use.
right, and that water you can use to extinction. I'm getting too deep for,
Ha ha, no pun intended.
yeah. That water, being imported water, you can use, cities can use to extinction. When they buy farm water, they can only use the water that is, thank you, sorry.
Sure, no problem. Now, if I can get back up, I'll be able to.
They can use that water, it's figured, consumptive use is what they call it. And that is how much the plants used of that water on that farm that the city bought it off of. The consumptive use is how much was actually used by those plants on that farm. The rest of it has to go down the river. This imported water can be used to extinction, so they can use it as drinking water, catch it in a reservoir, or a,
Holding pond
oh my goodness, I keep wanting to say
Aquifer?
septic tank.
No.
No, water treatment plant. They can catch it in that water treatment plant, treat it, and reuse it for lawns or whatever. And whatever runoff they get there, they can catch it again in that treatment plant, use it, send it back out till the water's gone. And that farm groundwater, you can't do that, only consumptive use. So anyway, it's important that we import water from the west slope.
Well, my understanding is, I don't know if you've been up to Blue Mesa this summer, but I guess there's not much water there left
it's down.
because we've had to send water to fill Lake Mead and Lake Powell.
Yep.
Because we've signed agreements that we will keep so many acre feet in those lakes.
But they don't drain root eye for that.
Yeah, see, and I don't know why that didn't happen.
That's what I was wondering.
That's-
Why root eye?
I wondered that
That
myself,
makes sense.
why they drained Blue Mesa and
Blue Mesa
not
too,
Root
yeah.
Eye. But
Interesting.
Just the fact it's between basalt and aspen.
I wonder. Aspen does have a yacht club on Root Eye Reservoir.
When our water goes through the treatment plant here in Lahana, does it go into the river?
As far as
after
I
that?
know, yes. To meet,
So it probably goes back into the river cleaner than it went through our sinks or
most likely.
Well,
I don't know.
or good enough to go through our sink again.
Yeah. Yeah. But they can't do that. Has to go back to the river.
augmented.
Yeah. Augmentation for,
Augmented, yeah.
anyway, I've already said more than I know, so. Where are we?
We're,
Oh, yeah, we were gonna
We're
see
getting you
if
a
you guys were
round
gonna let me on the round table. One of you would have to nominate me, I guess.
I nominate Jim Baldwin to the Arkansas Basin Roundtable.
I'll second it.
Thank you. So, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. I'm not sure that I should have done that election.
We got her.
It's done.
Yes.